member of parliament there. We send our thoughts and prayers to her young children and her family as they have mourned this week the loss of this up and coming member of parliament. It brings in the security issues for Britain. Of course, this man was a British citizen that shot her, but Britain has had, and Europe itself has had immigration.
Yeah,
exactly.
Orlando shooter.
Yeah, and British. And European Union has had a terrible time with the migration of Syrian refugees and other refugees from the Middle East who are coming from the war in Syria. That is part of why Britain wants to remove itself from the European Union, as well as the decisions that are made. The European Union is being upheld by 3 or 4 prosperous states, while others, have squandered their budgets, have squandered their resources, and it cannot remain. Mm-hmm. So I believe personally that it will be very close. The British people, I would assume, will vote to remove themselves from the European Union, which is good overall. But as Americans and as families, we should brace, because there will be a correction in the market, one that we should brace ourselves for. So, I don't think anyone should panic, but I think people should be aware and continue to watch your business coverage.
It's going to affect us.
Yes, it is going to affect us, and it will. And we need to pray for the British people.
More economic downturn.
Yes, we need to pray for the British people and the people of Europe as they go through this time, because it very well could be violent.
Wow.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
But they're looking at it from a security issue.
A security and an economic
issue. And it's more than what I can say for some
that's
going
what's
on
happened.
Here in the United States.
They
right now.
relinquished not only being in that union, they relinquished a lot of their ability to govern themselves. Mm-hmm. In other words, they gave up the freedom to do a lot of things that they need to do for Britain, and they've joined in this big conglomerate. Mm-hmm. And I'm afraid that that's the agenda of a lot of people in America. Yep. Let's get in with the Europeans. Well, look what it's done to Britain. Mm-hmm. Why do we want to repeat failed policies and failed ideas? Right. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
No.
If a track record was wonderful, which basically capitalism is, and our freedom in this country, why do we want to bother it?
Right.
Well,
if it's not broken, don't fix it.
That's right. But we are broken, and we need to fix it. And and I still go back. The email, I guess, is there are a lot of things that really hang in my craw about Clinton, and because if I felt like she was the most fit, I wouldn't be struggling with this at all. But the email issue just really hangs in my craw when it comes to our security and our safety. It just really does.
Well, when I was listening a little to Trump's speech today, and it tweaked me to say, boy, why didn't you say, well, if she never gets prosecuted for any of this, which is likely,
very,
then there's one way to do it, and that is to vote. The public opinion and the people have a voice. And so, you don't want to be against anybody, and it doesn't mean we don't love people and we don't care about the Clintons. They got a new grandbaby.
Oh, I know.
I mean, they're a family.
Yes.
All that's great, but that doesn't say you're going to be a great leader. All that says is that you're like everybody else.
We have to look at the track record, and that's what we really have to focus on.
Truth is truth, folks, and what we have to understand is we can't be blinded to the truth. If the truth is what it is, then accept it, and then make your decision according to how you believe that truth affects you. And it's the only way to go. But to be blinded or to ignore the truth is to make a bad decision.
Yeah,
exactly.
You make a good decision on good facts, and if the facts are true, then your decision's going to be the right decision.
We really, you said it earlier, we really need to pray about this one.
We sure
really need to be on our knees about this one. And then we need to vote.
Yep.
We have to. Thank you, guys. It's been great.
You're welcome.
Hey, I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's going to be 2 great shows just for you. I'm Joyce Oglesby, your Family Life Fix-It Pro, and I'm in battle for his cause.
The Spirit, 94.7 WFIA FM New Albany, Louisville, is a service of Salem Media Group, online at WFIAFM.com. Focus on the Family is sponsored by Focus on the Family on WFIA The Spirit.
Welcome to Focus on the Family with your host, Focus President Jim Daly. I'm John Fuller, and today is the start of an excellent 3-day series with Tim and Kathy Keller about the true meaning of marriage.
John, as we begin today, here's a description they've given to that all-important union of man and wife. Dr. Keller wrote, "There's no relationship between human beings that is greater or more important than marriage. And that's why, like knowing God Himself, coming to know and love your spouse is difficult and painful, yet rewarding and wondrous." And if you're in a healthy marriage, I'm sure you can identify with the kinds of struggles and triumphs described in Dr. Keller's quote there. Now, today we have a very important conversation for married couples and singles about God's design for your marriage relationship, and believe me, I'm glad you're joining us.
Well, Dr. Keller is pastor of Redeemer Presbyterian Church in New York City. He has a doctorate in ministry, and he and his wife Kathy have written a great book called The Meaning of Marriage, Facing the Complexities of Commitment with the Wisdom of God.
John, I've read this book. I think it is the best marriage book I have ever read for one critical reason. It shares the foundation for why marriage is so important and why it reflects God's image. Tim is kind of the reflective guy, the thinker. You can hear Kathy. She's spunky, and she gives it right back to him. It's fun.
It really was a great conversation.
Sort of lived